In this video, we're gonna review the Wood County ATV area here in Port Edwards, Wisconsin.
I don't even know what to say about that. I'm not sure why we shot that, but as you heard it, we're doing the Wood County ATV Trail review video, and this trail is not at all what I thought it was gonna be. But first, let me just say before I get into that, if you're new here, Midwest ATV is all about providing you the most value and entertainment possible when it comes to pretty much anything and everything ATV and UTV related. So if you're new, consider hitting that subscribe button. You know what, in fact, you don't even really have to consider it. You could just subscribe. This channel is pretty awesome. Check out the weird light in this hotel room. All right, so before hitting the trail, we need to take a second and look at this trailhead here, because this is pretty impressive, quite frankly. So this is the parking area here. As you can see, it's wide open, tons of spot to park, no issues there. And then following that, you have a loading and unloading ramp. It looks really janky. I don't know if I would put my vehicle on it. And then here you have a well. Now this is pretty awesome. You don't see wells very often, a water source at all, so that's pretty sweet. And that's followed up by a grilling area. Again, pretty impressive. You got 2 grills right there, so plenty of room and space to cook your goods. And then you can even whip around and you have some picnic tables here. You've got some picnic tables on the other side, and you even have bathrooms, both male and female. And check this out, this is freaking awesome. That's right, a fully enclosed structure, tons of picnic tables. There's even a wood burner up front, and there was actually even wood there when we were there, so did not expect that. That is super awesome that that is just there and available for use. And to top it all off, you've even got a playground there for the little ones, so that way when you're stuck doing all the loading and unloading, they can go have a good time. It is a little janky, but as you can see, the kids there were having a blast. All right, so as we get going down the trail here, you're gonna notice right off the bat, it's pretty basic. In fact, to be honest, I was pretty scared that this is what the original trail was gonna be like when we initially started. But that is in fact not at all the case. But let's go ahead and speed through all this real quick so we can get to the good stuff here. Moving right along at like 500%, and here we go. Okay, so this is where everything changed. I mean, it just totally changes on you. You run out of gravel and you start to hit this. All right, so as you watch some of this footage, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about some of the trail basics. Now, the trail season here is year-round except during gun deer season. So make sure you look that up if you're not from the area, if you don't know. Although if you're from Wisconsin, you probably already know that it's basically a holiday. But other than that, it is open year-round. So we're actually thinking about heading back there this winter to try and get a winter review in on this trail as well. So as far as your classes allowed, both ATVs and UTVs are welcome on this trail. Now, dirt bikes, I don't think are allowed. And to be totally honest, as you can see as we go through this, this would not be a good dirt bike trail anyway. But I will say, I couldn't find standard rules on this trail. All right, so it's time to cover the real issue here. And that is the fact that this trail is short. I mean, really short. It sits on 400 acres and only covers about 10 miles of actual trail, which is super unfortunate because this trail is a blast. So here's the deal though, if you are considering checking this trail out until you heard 10 miles and now you're gonna close it, just hold off. Let me explain everything and get through the trail, and then you can decide from there. All right, so I get it, it is super short. In fact, let's pull up a map here, and this will kind of give you a better idea of how the trail is laid up out there. Now, I will say for only 10 miles, it does feel like a decent distance, and I believe that's because there's some technical areas and some mud that, you know, you end up going slower, waiting on people, or getting stuck multiple times. That really kind of helps that 10 miles feel a lot longer. But if you're looking to go fast and just speed down the trail, this is definitely not the trail for you. This is more of a technical, muddy trail, as you can clearly see from the footage here. Speaking of which, we did give this trail rating a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now that's not because it's dangerous. In fact, it's really not a dangerous trail. There's no hills and any areas to where you should really be overly concerned with flipping or rolling your ATV. Now, as far as the trail environment, as we've already started discussing, and you can see here, it's located in some pretty good acreage. It really has that off-road feeling most of the time you're out there. Yes, there are some gravel roads there at the beginning, but overall, you do feel like you're just actually off-roading, which, you know, sometimes isn't always the case. Now, as for the trail environment, like we've already started discussing, and you can clearly see here, this is located in some good wooded acreage, and it really does have that off-road feeling. I mean, you're going through the mud and on some grass and dirt. It doesn't feel well groomed, so if you're looking for that true off-road experience type feeling, this is definitely a good trail for that. As far as the ground type goes, we put it about 60% mud, 25% gravel. Really, most of that, if not all of that, is that initial couple miles not even, maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles of gravel as you really get into the trail. And then you've got about 15% just dirt and weed mixture in there. So we gave it an overall trail environment rating of 4 out of 5. Now rolling into amenities, you saw at the trailhead, you've got the bathrooms, the grills, the amazing shelter, the playground, all that. But minus the trailhead amenities, you got nothing. So bring your gas. If you're gonna grill or eat on the trail, bring your food with you. The closest gas and food options is Port Edwards, which is about 10 minutes away or so, but that is a really small town. And just for the record, I do not mean that in a bad way. So if they don't have what you need or you're looking for more options, your best bet would then be to head to Wisconsin Rapids, which is about 20 minutes or so away from the trailhead. All right, so personal thoughts and opinions on this trail. This trail is a blast. I mean, seriously, we had a great day on this trail. The mudding was awesome. It was just a total blast. The trailhead made for a great spot to sit down, relax, eat some lunch, and hit the trail again. Quite frankly, I was really impressed. Going in knowing it was only 10 miles or so a trail, I just kind of had that, all right, well, we'll just go do this so we can review it and get it out of the way. That is not at all how it ended up going. I mean, it definitely was a good time. However, with that being said, my recommendation, if you live within a few hours of this trail, definitely consider checking it out. If you're coming from out of state or many hours away, I honestly don't know if I would recommend this trail. It's really not meant for a weekend getaway or anything like that. You can, however, stretch this into a day trip if you want. You can get there, hit the trails, enjoy the mud, spend a few good hours out there, and then make your way back to the trailhead, grill some food, have some laughs, enjoy other people's company, and then just go back out on the trail for another round. Think of it like golf. You do 9 rounds, you might eat some lunch, you go do another 9 rounds, except this is actually fun. And that's gonna lead me to the question of the day. Have you been on this trail system before, and what are your thoughts, especially knowing it's really only about 10 miles of actual trail? Leave those comments down below. Share this video with someone if you think they might find it useful, and I hope to see you on the trail.